Right, this one is budgeting. Now, this is when you have to add up all your costs together to see how much the total cost is going to be. For example, if you were planning a wedding, you might want to budget the hotel, the car, the food, the the band or whatever, yeah, all and the clothes, the hire, the wedding dress. Oh, yeah, the list goes on and on. So you need to budget, and when you need to budget, is you've only got a certain amount to spend normally, and it's no good having a budget of £10,000 for a wedding, and you spend £9,000 on the wedding dress. You haven't got anything left hardly for the rest of it. So this is budgeting, and they usually give you questions that are based around market stalls or parties or something like this. Um, and the answers is not just how much is it going to be, because that would be too easy, just adding things up. It's what percentage of the overall budget is taken up by such and such, or what fraction of the overall budget is taken up by such and such. So let's have a look. So let's go down the market. Right, so we're going to have a market stall, and we've got the rent. I think we just hopefully make the numbers nice and easy. The rent, um, the items that you're going to buy in order to sell on this market stall. We'll call that £150. And your wages, because you're not going to do it yourself, you're going to pay somebody else to do it, yeah? And so say that cost £100. Wow, yeah? Okay, so there's £100. So we've got three items, and so our total budget would be these three numbers added up together, which is £300. So we mustn't go overboard on any of the items really. Now we could get questions like what percentage of the budget is the wages. The wages, yeah. Right, so you need to find out the percentage of this. You need to do the wages, which is 100, divided by everything, the total. Yeah, so we said that we had 200, 300. So we've got £100 of our £300 budget is spent on the wages. There's the fraction. Just multiply that by 100 and see what that comes out as. Probably so 100 divided by 300 times 100 is going to be 33.3. I just leave it as 0.3%. Yeah. So the percentage budget of the wages is 33% of all our stuff, all the things we're going to spend, is taken up by the wages. Nothing to do with profit, it's just the budget. Now, they could ask again, we'll do the same one, yeah, before we have a look at some. What fraction of the budget are is wages, are the wages, is the wages, is the rent? So the rent is 50, and the overall, remember, it was 300. So there you go. So there's our fraction of the budget, which is the rent, and we'd have to simplify this. So I'm going to divide both top and bottom by 10 to say that that is 5 over 30. And I can divide again by 5, top and bottom, so that will equal 1 over 6. So 1/6 of the budget is taken up by the rent. Yeah, so there you go. So there's budget. You're working out a percentage of one of the parts of the budget or a fraction of one of the parts of the budget. Let's see what these questions are. Now, Deborah is planning a holiday and her budget is shown in the table below. So we've got travel, hotel, shopping, food and drink. What is Deborah's total budget? So in this case, all we're going to do is add them all together. And this will come in handy for the second part, I'm sure. So 416 plus 256 plus 384 plus 144, £1,200. Now, when you're answering a question like this, I cannot emphasize enough. Do this. Write down the actual numbers. Say this was in a calculator. Normally you go, oh yeah, just add them all up together. And you bang all these numbers in the calculator and you go, oh, £1,200. But if you made a mistake and you put £1,100, you'll get nothing for it. But if you do all of this, and say you put 244 there instead of 144 by mistake, then your answer will be £1,300. Your answer is correct according to the numbers you've written down. So you haven't made a mathematical error, you've just made an error in copying these things down. So somebody might be generous and go, oh yeah, I'll give you half a point, or give you a point for that, yeah. So what percentage of Deborah's total budget is set aside for shopping? So shopping is that 384 over the total. Oh, that's why they got us to work out the total, yeah. 1,200 times a spoon feeding us, yeah, there. Times it by 100 to turn it into a percentage. So let's have a look at that. 384 divided by 1,200 times 100, changing a fraction into a percentage. And that comes out at a lovely 32%. So, because that's a nice whole number, I'm quite happy with that. Right. Second question. A social club is organising its annual budget, banquet even. The club has 120 members and at least a quarter are expected to attend. A catering company is hired to supply the food and they charge £24.50 per person. What's the minimum amount of money that the club should budget for the food? Well, the minimum amount is based on how many are expected to attend. And a quarter of the people are expected to attend. So 120 divided by 4 is 30. So 30 people are expected to attend. So you've got 30 times £24.50 is 735. That's a minimum spend. Yeah, you'd hope that the members would reply to their invitation, wouldn't you? So you got more. It's no good spending that much and like nearly all of them turn up. But that's the answer to that question, 735. Oh, this is such a short one, this one. No other kinds of budgets. What can we... No, just working out a percentage or a fraction, or just adding them all up. As simple as that, budgets. Worksheet on this, no doubt, and I'll see you in the next one.